So last day, it's been great. Everybody's been healthy. We eat the Last Supper. We get on 12 school buses with 450 kids, and we begin driving out of Mexico and about the border. Our Last Supper had a gift. Yes. And at least 300 students immediately began to experience Montezuma's revenge. Now, if you travel by yourself and experience this, you know how important the restroom is. But if you're with 350 students that all at the same time are having that experience, the rules change. And we would pull into rest areas, and this had worked on the way down because 4 buses would take this rest area, 4 buses would take the next rest area, and we would just kind of leapfrog through the South and through Texas, well planned. But when 350 people cannot patiently wait to leapfrog rest areas, we would pull into a rest area with all of the buses. In the middle of the night, that's a good thing. There would only be about 10 or 15 other cars there. And 350 students would get off the bus, stepping on heads, stepping on feet, it didn't matter. This was immediately. And you would run for the restroom, no longer caring about the gender title on the door. You leapfrogged people, you hip-checked people, you ran. Some people didn't even make it into, we were behind the restrooms, we were behind, immediately was the cry. So, with that urgency, and many of you understand, we enter the book of Mark, where Mark says, now. Immediately. We're not talking about it. We're not talking about it. There's no vote. There's no discussion. Who would like to be first? Mark says, immediately, these things happen. Now, I love verse 10. And when he came up out of the water, Jesus has made a life choice. And I'll just briefly introduce you to each of these immediately. Jesus is 30 years old. He's an unknown. He's not known. He's been raised in a small town. He had the incident when he was 12 years old in the temple where he asked questions, and they were amazed at his questions, where he's getting clarity about these prophecies and the things going on in his life. But then for the next 18 years, he's off the scenes in a rural town. Jesus comes to the Jordan River, and I believe, some of you will struggle with this, we can talk later. I believe Jesus has a choice. He comes to the Jordan River. If he steps into the Jordan River and is baptized, he begins his public ministry, which will lead to the cross. If he doesn't get baptized, he can just go back to Nazareth, keep being a carpenter, get married, have a little family, have a little house, live to be 60, 70, 80. A good life, be a good man, a great time, and not be crucified. If he steps into the Jordan River, he dies. What would you do? I think this is one of Jesus' first steps of obedience. He says, okay, Father, I'll do it. And he is baptized, and when he comes up out of the water, immediately the heavens rip open. I love this scripture. The heavens, have you ever been somewhere where the heavens ripped open? Wouldn't you love to do that? The heavens rip open. You look up and you can see through the first heaven, the second heaven of the stars, into the third heaven, the dwelling place of God. And a voice booms from heaven, this is my son that just obeyed me. I love him. I am well pleased with him.